He does his own research and he writes his own textbook chapters, but he still makes us, his students, his primary focus.
She's always just present with you and wanting to, hear where you're at, what you're up to.
She has compassion for every single one of her students, hands down.
He is a great father, he's a great teacher, he's a great leader in our department, and he's also just a great person to know.
I wish I could do something more in return. Even this feels like it's not enough.
He's just the epitome of who I think a great teacher should be.
Physical therapy school is very demanding. We ask a lot of them in a 3-year period. They are remarkably dedicated to get to that point.
He wants the best for us as students. He doesn't just lecture us, and if we don't understand it, he tries different ways to teach us. We all hate the quizzes, but he gives us small quizzes, and that helps you learn. It helps you retain information more. So while it's challenging and don't always do well on those quizzes, it makes me keep up with class.
When they leave and they go to practice, and that's all across the country in addition to Kentucky, that they then have an influence from our teaching and from the University of Kentucky wherever they go. So there's this huge cascading effect year after year about the quality of our education here and how it is dispersed in clinical practice across the country.
Dr. Hazel, he's a very humble man. This award, I know he's extremely excited about deep down, but you never see it on the outside. He should be recognized and he should be praised, and he's gonna not like that, but it's so exciting that he gets this opportunity, and I'm glad he can represent the Hazard campus.
When one thinks of that there are only 6 every year, and that this has gone on since 1961, I believe, that's a pretty elite group of educators to be in. This is an honor more than what I could have imagined.
I often like to say that I'm not a faculty member who stands in front of my students. Rather, I'm a faculty member that stands behind my students and helps them create discovery.
Up until the point that I met him, I was struggling, and coming into his class, I really had a breakthrough in my studies where I was understanding the content more, and a lot of that is attributed to him. How much he cared was so obvious, and so I felt like he really deserved that in return, to show that the students that he does this kind of stuff for really means a lot.
This is not just the University of Kentucky, but the University for Kentucky, and my job as a faculty member is to help our alumni and our students, our current students, realize their fullest potential. If you can improve one student's life, that they can challenge and change other people's lives as they move forward as well.
I would just like to say thanks. I mean, everything he's done for me, I wish I could do something more in return. I hope this is a good thanks for him, but if I could, buy him a mansion and a yacht, I think that would be about the best return I could give him.
I'm very happy to be a part of such a dynamic teaching and education force at the University of Kentucky. To say that one of my students nominated me for this is quite impressive, but to realize that there's many more students that have been positively influenced because of the work that I do, I just can't really put that into words.
I really am so fortunate to be able to do something that I love. I'm fortunate in the students that I have. I have fantastic students, so I really get to know them very well because I have them 4 semesters in a row, and see them all the time, throughout the journey of beginning the teacher ed program all the way to graduation and getting jobs. So it's just, I love that. I love that I get to be with them longer.
She is always there for us, and it's not just our cohort. She has multiple cohorts, but you wouldn't know that just in the way that she interacts with us. It's like that we're the only group of students that she has, and she really kind of just makes you feel important.
I have fantastic students I love. I love teaching, and I love working with them. I love mentoring them into teaching, it really meant a lot that it came from the students. It's so wonderful of the Alumni Association to do this. I think that we need to celebrate fantastic teachers in our lives and at our university because I think it's the heartbeat of everything that we do.
She's just a very loving, wonderful, warm person, and just couldn't think of anybody better really to share this experience with, me graduating, and it's been nothing but a pleasure to have her in my corner for the past 3 years. So, and I would just like to say thank you to Dr. Intima and just everything that she's done for me to help me to get to where I am at this point in my college career and moving forward into my professional career.
To me, it's not about lecturing, it's not about imparting knowledge. It's really about taking advantage of an opportunity to look at the impact that we can have on the world and looking at young minds who want to go do that and then working with them to figure out how best to prepare them.
He is great with his students. He pushes them, he encourages them.
And it's great to have the kind of interaction with students that, you know, I'm Mel, I'm not Professor Coffee, and they know that.
He has so much compassion for people, but then again in class and in critiques and grading, that doesn't necessarily show all the time. He's very, very strong in his grading. His critiques, he'll tell you how it is, and he takes the time to get to know his students in order to provide criticism the right way.
And so when they walk across the stage, it's not the completion of something to me. It's, okay, you're on your way, let's see what happens, whether it's going into the field that I'm teaching or something else, seeing how they're able to take 4 years of a college education and make a difference somehow. And that's probably the most rewarding part of teaching, I think, when something happens that you may have either been responsible for or not, and yet they can attribute that to the time spent in your classroom or in your office or at lunch or wherever you had a conversation about something important.
I don't think my college experience would have been anywhere near as gratifying without him. And so I just want to say thank you for supporting me, thank you for being there for me, thank you for providing leadership and mentorship outside the classroom, inside the classroom. I can't replace it, I can't thank him enough for it.
Teaching is fun, and never thought I would be a teacher at the graduate level, ever. But I just appreciate the opportunity to teach new and inspiring researchers each and every day.
He goes beyond what we can learn from the textbook, and he sees your strengths and he makes sure that you meet your goals, whatever it is, and I think that's what makes him a great teacher.
It was just really just a very sweet, very thoughtful, recognition that, while all this time and effort that I put into, teaching and prepping and answering student questions, that I love, I have a passion for it, just meant like, wow, people notice it, not just me and my wife, my kids.
Dr. Toland finds a way to, especially with such a hard field such as statistics and psychometrics, finds a way to make you feel like you are not the dumbest person in the room. And in an environment where it can be so intense and there could be so much pressure for you to show that you're successful every time, he allows you to be vulnerable, he allows you to make mistakes, and he really allows you to grow in that way. I would like to tell him thanks for the time that he spent. Not every advisor would spend numerous hours a week making sure that their students are not only on track academically, but that they feel like they belong, that they feel like they have a place in our department, and that their goals are just a few steps ahead of them. So thanks for that.
The teaching recognitions and awards make me reflect on my journey. So I came to the country about 20 years ago. This has been my home. I love this profession, I love the students, I love what I can do for them, but I think more importantly, I learn from the students.
Dr. Liu really just puts so much effort and energy into helping students, and honestly, at the end of the day, you know, all that she receives back is just the satisfaction of knowing that she was there to offer support and guidance. And so I think that's pretty incredible, just how generous she is with her limited time and with her energy. And so I think that makes her an amazing, amazing teacher who deserves to be recognized.
I have so many moments that the students come in to me excitedly telling me that they got this internship, they got that job, they got this scholarship, they're going to graduate school. So those moments were precious to me. I have a great family, but the students are my second family, so to speak. They inspired me to work hard. Students, they're energetic, so they gave me energy.
She's always just present with you and wanting to, hear where you're at, what you're up to. It has been really meaningful, checking in with her and talking to her and hearing her say, you are so capable and I believe in you, really. And so I'm really grateful for that, and I know that I'll always remember the help that she gave me, and I hope that I can be a similar example. So thank you, Dr. Liu.